city runs the airport now.
Right.
In Raleigh, they're talking about forming maybe like a port authority
Right.
to run the airport.
Right.
Where do you kind of come down on this? What do you think is it ain't broke, don't fix it, or there should be a bigger board? Where do you fall on that?
Right. I think that given the size and scale and scope of Charlotte, remember it's the 6th busiest airport in the world. If it were a private corporation, it would be a multi-billion-dollar company. And an entity such as that would typically have its own dedicated board of directors. And that would be a board of directors that was able to spend focused time on the entity. We've been tremendously fortunate that we have had a visionary like Jerry Orr to be the airport director for so long. But that won't always be the case. And as the airport has grown in size and scale and scope, remember, it's the 6th busiest airport in the world. There's no airport this busy in Europe. There's no airport this busy in Asia. It's truly an entity of epic and international proportion. And so I think it's only natural and logical that the airport would evolve to the point that it has its own dedicated board of directors. Let's also remember that all the major airports in North Carolina are airport authorities with their own boards of directors. Everything from little old Winston-Salem up to Raleigh, they're airport authorities. So it's the trend in the United States. It's something that is a valid method of governance, and a large number of airports have that method of governance. And I don't think that it's unexpected that Charlotte would grow to the point that it would become an authority. This is not just Charlotte's airport. This is the airport for Hickory, Gastonia. It's the airport for a very large region. If you live in those communities, you drive to Charlotte to get on an airplane and go somewhere. And I don't really see what the big deal is about the money, because at the end of the day, all the money generated at the airport legally has to stay at the airport. So therefore, airport funds can only be used at the airport. So there should be no financial impact upon the city of Charlotte if an airport authority were to be created.
So what do you think the hubbub is about then? Is it just sort of a...
You know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't really see the point, because if the finances are segregated, if the airport is operated as a separate financial entity, as an enterprise fund, which it should be under FAA rules and regulations, then there should be no impact, no financial impact upon the city. And I would think that the airport could only benefit from more dedicated board oversight by a board which is more focused on airport issues.
Is this sort of, I don't know if it's a good analogy to make, but the difference between maybe having a public company and a private company, where a public company has more people to be accountable to, where a private has like a smaller group of... I'm trying to think of a way to get my head around sort of the
for me,
the change.
For me, if there was an airport authority created, it would make the airport accountable to a larger number of people. If a regional airport authority was created which had representation from the surrounding counties and the state, then the airport would be accountable to an even, it would raise the level of oversight. It would raise the level of accountability above the level of accountability that it has today. And from a public policy standpoint, that can only be a good thing. If it has more oversight, if it has more accountability, I would think that people would only be better off.